So let's start then. Hello to the TOC meeting on 27th on February. We have a short agenda today to review the action items from last week, go over the PRs, talk about any other business. We don't have an update, a working group update this week. So let's go over the action items from last week. We have some schedule FIPS retro cross working group. Ruben.
Yeah, I'm waiting for an internal retro to finish, and then I'm gonna schedule it because I want to have the internal one first, so that if there's anything, can carry that forward.
Yeah.
But that should happen this week, so we'll do it after.
How do you want to organize this? We didn't have something meeting cross working group. You will just ask in the TOC channel.
Yes, I guess I will see who is interested. I mean, I know kind of who was involved, right? So I would just reach out to those people, and see where we go from there.
Yeah. Okay, then I will transfer this one to, sorry. Somehow I got lost here.
Oh no, page 253.
Action item.
Who
Cut off
remembers
the old
that
years.
page?
We're reviewing every action item. I hope you've done them all.
Yeah. Okay, the next one about the CV number authority details.
Yeah, that's ongoing. I'm in communication with Paul, and we're still kind of gathering details on that. Hopefully we'll have this plan in place pretty soon, but sort of a larger ask.
So maybe we can keep this with the RFC. We have an RFC ticket.
Yeah, there's an RFC, and I'm working on it.
Yeah, I will take it out from the not from here, but won't transfer it to the so because we have the RFC and we can track it.
Yeah, sounds good.
About the invitation.
That's fixed.
Fixed. This is great.
Yep. It works.
Yeah, this is really great. Yeah, execution of the outside collaborators is done. I also submitted the talk for the CFD. Review active repositories in the CloudFront incubator GitHub org.
I have reviewed them. There's really only 4 that have had any activity in the last 6 months. 2 of them are I was surprised to see activity on Kubo CI and Kubo disaster recovery acceptance tests. If I recall correctly, Kubo was like the precursor to CFCR. That's going back quite a ways. So anyway, there's some activity. There's like a pull request or 2 that were merged. But I think probably those can be archived, and if whoever is still interested in those can speak up if that's a problem. I mean, that's pretty dormant. The Bosch Ali Cloud CPI release, this is still actively being used, I believe. So that I would think should talk about. We have talked about this in the past, but moving that to the foundational infrastructure working group and moving that to Cloud Foundry. And then whoever is maintaining it, well, it's Hey, I believe Guiman, Hey Guiman, who was the maintainer of this, 5 years ago. He's in Slack, so we could reach out to him and ask him about that. But if the foundational infrastructure working group is interested in that, I would think that makes the most sense. So I can follow up with them on that. And then there's something called Concourse CVE scan, which Ryan Hall says Ryan Hall pivotal, but obviously no, not pivotal longer, is still maintaining. And I think that probably I can reach out to him. And we could probably move that to the Cloud Foundry org as well, and just keep that as like an admin. Like it doesn't have to be under a working group, but just move that to the main org as well.
with regards to the Ali Cloud CPI, we might want to create a separate area for it because it's like there's not a lot of overlap with all the other areas, as in it's all Bosch, right? So it makes sense,
Right.
but I don't think the maintainers are shared across these things.
Yeah, I would think you'd want that as a separate area with just that one maintainer, but just to
Yeah,
have it
I
be
think
official,
that's
have it be in it. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, after those 4 repositories are sorted out, and again, I think the Kubo CI and Kubo Disaster Recovery Acceptance Tests can just be archived, even though there was a pull request pulled in late last year, but you know, again, you can always unarchive things as needed, but that's as far as I was as far as I thought that those would have been ancient history by now, but yeah, it looks like there's 2 though that I think we should move over. And then after that, we can, you know, fully archive the incubator and be done with it.
Okay. So Chris, you will take care of to get the people noticed.
Yeah, I'll reach out to folks on that.
Okay, thank you. And the last one is also with you, CFP update regarding remote talks.
Yeah, I think Ron might have touched on that last week, but yeah, we're not ostensibly accepting remote talks for Cloud Foundry Day North America. You should be in person. And of course, very soon we'll be announcing Cloud Foundry Day EU. So if you can't make it to New York, hopefully you can make it to Germany. That announcement will be out soon. And once we get to any other business, I will talk a little bit more about Cloud Foundry Day because the CFP is closing pretty soon.
Okay. Yeah, then we have all the action items. The only PR is about the CV number authority, but we touched on that, so we can go straight to the any other business. I added a topic here, so we have an issue in our community repository about important repositories from the cloud to move important repositories from the Cloud Foundry community organization to Cloud Foundry. We talked a little bit about this 2 weeks ago, and that's why I put the statement here that this is mainly maintainer decision, what they want to do. And I think we can close this issue.
Yeah, I mean, I was waiting for them to sort of finish up some of the triage work after that incident, and then once they have a sense of where things are at with that organization, then I think it's appropriate to have conversations about if there are some more repositories that should be moved over, or if people have confidence that what happened won't happen again, and that there are reasonable precautions in place now for that work. But they're still working on some of the cleanup from that with all the forks and things like that. So that should be done, I think, pretty soon. But this is a conversation that's kind of ongoing, I think.
Maybe when closing it makes sense to make the initiate discussion thing a bit more concrete, like they should just open an issue right on the community repo here, right? Like if they want to transfer something over, I think that would be a good starting place. I don't think we have like a formal process for that, but I mean, like that seems to be the easiest path forward.
PR or issue, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, PR could also work. But for donations of like new intellectual property, we probably want to start with a discussion or with an issue.
Yeah, okay, we'll put an official statement later and then close it that if someone wants then with an issue, okay, yeah, we have to check to involve the right working group. But yeah, we can start with issue and then.
Yeah. Yeah, to not introduce too many barriers, right? You do not want them to like have to understand about like how we are going to automate the repos and like how we what type of working groups we have, right? If they just open an issue, then we can have those follow-up questions.
Yeah, okay. Sounds like an action item. Okay, and I heard about another topic today called Founder Day.
Yes. So Cloud Founder Day, New York City. The CFP closes Sunday night. So for everyone who's been thinking about putting something in, try and get that in by end of week. And if you haven't thought about putting something in, maybe you should. Should be a great event. We've never done this in New York before. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. So Ram and I will be following up on Slack and CF Dev in the next day or two to remind people that the CFP closes soon. But just wanted you all to know, and if you know colleagues who've been thinking about submitting a talk, tell them to.
Yeah, okay. Is there anything else?
I'm following up on the Kubo CI repo. Apparently, the person who did the last commit says it's still being used for CI, which is interesting because the Kubo release itself is archived. So I'm wondering CI for what?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm currently having a conversation about that.
Okay, well, yeah, let me know, and we'll figure that out. Yeah, that is curious.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe one additional topic out of curiosity, is there any news about the issue with the stem cell, with this memory thingy? Because we are now, well, on an older one. I guess it's a central topic for everyone who is running productive foundations.
I haven't checked.
So on the issue, there's no update. I checked that, only that somebody starts with the investigation, of course. I mean, alternatively, one could say we simply go back to the 5.15 kernel.
Yeah, but that's out of support, right?
No, that's one is supported. As far as I'm not an expert here, but as far as I understood, this kernel is maintained long-term, has long-term support until 27. And then the next one, the 6.2 is not supported, and the 6.5 is has an issue. So don't know, but it will hook up, I guess, rather soon.
Yeah. I did have a more meta conversation about that issue with Canonical about like the fact that we have like at least 3 companies that are affected by this, right? Or 3 organizations affected by this that all have active support contract with Canonical, and like the fact that we cannot like I'm talking about SAP, Broadcom, and Cloud.gov, right? So the fact that we have no way of like raising like a shared issue, right? Like that we have the open source issue, right? But there's also like the at least we on the Broadcom side have opened a support request with Canonical, and like you all have no visibility into that, and that's I think a bit annoying, right? Like we want a better process there. So yeah, I'm having conversations about that with Canonical, like if they can facilitate that better. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
But-
we keep rolling forward on the Cloud Gov side, so we're on the latest 379, and the issue is still present. Because of the fact that the 6.2 kernel is end of life, that's a deal breaker for us, and there's been well over probably 70 plus individual CVEs patched since the 340 series, and we just can't accept those risks. So we've been basically doing band-aids. So as others have suggested, we in the DEA next, we basically doubled the default staging memory limit to 2 gig for now. And for our customers with memory quotas that have lower volume memory applications. So if they're running at like 512 or a gig, we've been advising them to double their allocation and temporarily expanding their quotas just to kind of keep things moving for now until a better solution is found. We found that scaling hasn't done anything for us. We've got so much extra capacity in there, it doesn't make a difference. We played with tuning the over allocation of memory, doesn't seem to make a difference either. It's just depending on the order of operations and the volume that we're unable to reproduce without our actual customers in our lower environments. It's just operational usage. At any one given time, we've got 4,000 users on our platform doing different things, different operations, pushes, restages, etc. And that's very, very tough to run a test suite in another environment to replicate volume. Plus, it doesn't help that a majority of the applications or our proprietary code to our customers, we don't have access to. All of our test apps, we don't see the issue.
No,
Fortunately.
we don't get our output qualification done.
Yeah.
We had to roll back.
But is there an official issue on the canonical side? So there was one linked here. Where was it? Is it the same like the findings Brian had? Is it the same issue, related to the same issue, or is this something else? So I think.
Yeah, so I know in the thread on the Slack org, JP did post some similar graphs around that. I don't know if JP got down to the level that it was cache eviction not working, but he had posted graphs showing that there definitely was upticks in RAM utilization as the stem cell series progressed. So. And as I said in my diary entry, that's way above. This actually even happened earlier on. I actually started seeing kernel log issues, which we've had. Our platform logs go back 6 months, and we have up to 7 years in CloudWatch. And I had no hits ever on C group out of memory until midway through the 329 stem cell, and it's been progressive since. So there was definitely something that's triggering this. What was the most odd thing for us is that the first errors started showing up late January 13th, early January 14th, which was a Friday night. We weren't online. We weren't deploying. We had made no changes to the platform for 2 weeks. So it's like, why all of a sudden? So that's why we actually just originally got posted in the build packs channel. I know they're online and they're partially dynamic. Was there a framework or something changed that got pushed around that time that all the build packs are sharing that started this? And it just went from there. So, because again, in our use case of our customers, we've seen it in Nginx build pack, Node.js build pack, PHP build packs. So it's not any one particular one.
Yep. Yeah, I think we can continue the discussion tomorrow in our foundation infrastructure working group meeting.
Yeah, we'll try to get an update before then.
Is there anything else? Doesn't seem to be the case. Then we have a short meeting today. Yeah. Enjoy the day, evening, and see you or the morning.
See you later.
Yeah,
Okay.
see you.
See you.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
folks.
Take care.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.